Get ready, guys. In today's video, we're breaking down 3 plays that deserve your attention. Bitcoin, that's IBIT, that's the ETF. United Health, I know, the dip might actually happen. UNH, and LEU, which is a uranium ETF. So these stocks have been moving lately. There's a lot of reasons why momentum and opportunity is still there. I don't want you to rush into United Health. Don't do anything crazy. But I'm just saying, eventually it's going to go up. LEU, there's a good reason involving the CFO transitioning, but the stock's still holding up as to why this is going to turn up. And Bitcoin, I know Ethereum had its day yesterday. It's up a ton. Bitcoin also has institutional support, though, with Harvard buying over 100 million. So let's jump into the structure of these charts and some more news to figure out if and when each should be bought. So IBIT, it's the Bitcoin ETF proxy way to buy Bitcoin. Again, Harvard added 120 million almost to Bitcoin through IBIT. So if they think this is the best way for an institution to buy it, I think for a retail investor like yourself or myself, it's the best way. You can see this is how I bought Bitcoin. I bought IBIT here, added a little bit here after I sold out some all through here. So Harvard's buy obviously signals institutional support and endowment support specifically. Harvard is the leading endowment. I think that's undisputed. So other endowments could follow, giving IBIT even more support. Bitcoin itself, obviously doing awesome. It's well up over the 115, 120 level. It did have this pullback, but then as the market rebounded in the last week, it's rebounded as well. So that's been a pretty great sign for crypto as a whole. Ethereum treasury companies are exploding, like BMNR, the Peter Thiel company, and Ethereum as a whole is exploding as well. So look at the volume down here. It's been pretty strong. We haven't had any huge distribution days, like red volume days that are also, red bars where the stock goes down and there's a ton of volume is all I'm trying to say. We did have this day, but like I said, the market sort of turned up over the past week, and the Harvard news is a big deal. Let's look at United Health, dare we? It's taken, a turn down since earnings, but it looks like it could be offering finally some sort of bottom right here. I mean, earnings already came out. What else are we really waiting for? I know people were buying it here, people were buying it here, people were buying it here. Am I saying to buy United Health? No. Am I laughing at people who are buying it? No. I think this stock could turn up in the next 90 days. And, they did have revenue growth of over 10% to almost 100 billion, beating estimates. Operating margins improved. And almost all stocks had earnings reactions that moved to the downside, even if the earnings were good. So management raised guidance, stronger insurance environment in the last 2 quarters of 2025. And they've been winning government contracts for Medicaid and Medicare expansion, Medicare Advantage. So look, am I going to say that this is the bottom? There's obviously been some challenges with healthcare stocks. This one in particular had the CEO tragedy. But look, if you're patient here, if you get in, if you look for more insider buying like there has been recently, and more analyst upgrades, not that you can rely on analyst upgrades to get into a stock, they don't hurt if you're already in it. You could get some pushes to sell some pieces of your position. So that's United Health. Finally, LEU, the uranium ETF. This is a bit of a wild card as well, but it is holding up despite broader market swings. And uranium is, there's been supply cuts, but growing demand from nuclear power. So, less supply, more demand. That's good for Uranium ETF. We would think they did see the CFO transition, as I mentioned. Their new CFO, energy finance background, of course. So they're very focused on their core business. I say of course, but sometimes CFOs are just sort of paper pushers, right? They don't actually have engineering or topical expertise. They're generalists. Not the case with the LEU CFO, and it looks like the ETF buys are signaling that people who are buying this also think that it was a good choice. So look, did it crush earnings? Not in terms of reaction, but again, no stocks crushed earnings in terms of reaction. Really only Meta held up, Reddit, the social media stocks, and then Palantir. So besides that, there haven't really been earnings stocks that have done well. So LEU doing this, it's way better than a SoFi reaction. It's way better than even a Shopify reaction, which, kind of didn't move after this initial earnings so far, starting to go back. And then, of course, there have been some stocks like Roblox that just completely failed. And to give you more extreme, TTD and Netflix, multiple down moves. So all that to say, LEU hanging out here after earnings is probably a good sign. They've been accumulating assets. It's very liquid, even though it's volatile. And nuclear is the way for Europe and the US, of course, with all the big data center build-outs in Pennsylvania and the southern US. And this is totally not a buy without due diligence, but it is a buy with a tight stop. You can see a level right here around 220 that this could definitely be bought at. So I say the due diligence thing because look, UNH, again, tight stop, you buy this, huge risk reward. And then I bet, again, this is a tight stop situation. It already went down, tested down, and held up. So these are sort of bottom bouncer plays. And it's not like a typical breakout play because we're not in a typical breakout market. We're up 40, 50% from April's lows after the tariff concerns were started to get eased, even though we had the Japanese tariff news last week. So manage your own risk, but I think these are three great plays. I bet, dare I say, United Health Group, UNH, and LEU, the Uranium ETF. Take a look at these. Keep following along. If there's a ticker you want to see, drop it down in the comments. If you have a comment. If you like the video, like the video. And I will see you guys and subscribers who get these videos early in the next one. Good luck.